Hey everybody out there in YouTubeville, this is Dan the Bassman, and I am here super amped up to tell you about my new favorite pedal, and it is the Sans Amp YYZ overdrive pedal. This is made by Tech 21 in New York City, the maker of many fine products, and the Sans Amp YYZ is made in conjunction with Geddy. Everybody knows Geddy from Rush, one of the greatest rock bass players of our time, one of the, I'd have to say, easily say, one of the top 10 best tones on their bass. And I'm a big believer in having a great bass tone. I love having a great bass sound. I like getting compliments on my sound. It makes me feel good about my playing. Now, I've been in a never-ending search for a great overdrive or distortion pedal. Over the years, I'm leaning more towards overdrive just because distortion, it's fine if you don't want to get crazy with a metal band or something like that. And I dig playing metal and everything else, but my sound, I like the overdrive sound. You don't need a lot of distortion to have a great sound. So I'm leaning towards the overdrives these days, and this thing really sounds great, and that's why I wanted to do a video for you. I don't know if there's many out there, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to give you my take on this pedal. Just to let you know what I'm playing through a Mark bass, a little Mark Ninja 250. That's the Richard Bona combo amp. It's a Ninja 102, so actually a 10-2. It's got two 10-inch speakers, about 250 watts. That's if it's hooked up with another amp. I have it sitting on another amp right now, a speaker cab rather, but it's not hooked up to that one. So this is just the Mark bass amp. I'm playing a Sound Gear, Ibanez Sound Gear SR700, and it's got Bartolini active pickups in it. The amp is pretty good sound. Typically you got to dial it in, to get your sound and everything. Right now I have it set flat, so it's not going to be coloring this pedal, and I have the controls on my Ibanez also set flat for the same reason, so it's not coloring anything. So this is the sound we're going to get. And I'll play it with a pick. That's with a pick, my fingers. Much deeper tone, obviously. So that's that. These days I play with a pick more. I just like the attack. You get a better sound, helps cut through the guitars. I tend to play with loud guitar players a lot of times. So anyway, here it goes. Now, one other thing I want to tell you before I do anything is here's a little manual they give you with it. And they give you some sample settings. And this first one I got it set on is Geddy Lee's personal setting. And I got that all set up. They also give me a YYZ jazz bass. So right before Geddy retired, that's what he was using live as the jazz bass. So I imagine a YYZ jazz bass sound is another setting of his. Then there's a roundabout setup, and another one of my favorite bass players, Chris Squire from Yes, that's going to be his sound. And I tried out that sound. Geddy Lee's personal setting and the roundabout setting are my two favorite settings for this pedal. They also give you a Rickenbacker. That could be another Geddy Lee, but I guess it's more just leaning towards the Rickenbacker, I would guess. Jack Bruce from Cream, another one of my favorite players. The dude from Tool, I forget his name, but he's an awesome player and he's got an awesome tone. So that gives you his sound. Les Claypool, I don't know if we should do that. I don't know if we should try that one. Someone might get hurt doing that. Warm Tube Studio, that's a very useful tone, I would think. I haven't tried it yet, but we'll try it today. Bi-amped overdrive sounds interesting. Then they give you a bunch of blanks if you want to make up your own sounds. The reason they do that is because there are so many controls on this. I'm going to go over that with you right now as long as we're talking about it. You got the drive. That's the amount of drive and overdrive. The more counterclockwise you go, the more overdrive you get. Now with the low and the high, that's your tones. That you got plus or minus 12 dB cut or boost on those. The bottom one is your mid-range, a very important tonal frequency for the bass guitar, and that one has actually a 20 dB boost or a 12 dB cut. Right below that you have a tight button. The tight button, if you hit that on, which is pressed in, and you have it on overdrive, it's going to give you more bite. And if you using a clean sound and you turn it on, it's going to give you, I think it's more articulation in the notes. So maybe that's what it is. I'd have to take another look at the manual, but I think that's what it is. You got a master, that's your master volume, a no-brainer. And this mix is between your deep tone and your drive tone. So that's going to give you whatever you got set here, it's going to give you that. You could set it for more of that, or you could set it for less of that. On the deep side, it's going to give you more deep tone with less overdrive. So that would be a very important control right there, I would think. So that's cool. All right, and again, I'll play the bass without the pedal on. Okay, now we'll turn it on. See what kind of sound we get. So that's pretty cool. I love that sound. I'm going to get some of these other sounds real quick. I'm going to dial them in. Okay, we'll try the YYZ jazz bass real quick. This is probably not too far from what we got now, but you never know. Okay, that's how quick and easy it is to dial something in. That's a pretty cool sound too. I haven't tried that one yet. And we're going to move on real quick and just go through these. This is my other favorite setting, the roundabout. If you're a bass player, you got to appreciate one of the greatest bass players of our time, Mr. Chris Squire. May God rest his soul. He passed away not too long ago. And okay, I just realized on that last sound, last one, I was supposed to take off the tight sound, so I thought it was a little brighter than it should have been. So that jazz bass sound should have been a little less abrasive. Jack Bruce setting, because everybody likes Jack Bruce. Well, I think you should anyway. If you don't, I don't know, man. I might have to come out there and set you straight on that one. He's got the mid-range zeroed out. Tight button is off. I think Jack was more of a finger player. I could hear that. That's definitely a Jack sound. You like his bass deep and farty like that. That's cool. Now, the dude from Tool, I wish I could remember his name, but I can't. I haven't listened to any Tool lately, but great band, great bass player. And this dude, let's see, he's got the tight off as well. See how quick it is to dial in a different tone, which is very cool. EQ on my amp a little bit, same thing on the bass. I could cop his tone right to the dead on, I think. Okay, we're gonna try less Claypool. You know, why not? You know, you might want to put on your safety glasses out there. Someone could get hurt. You don't want to lose an eye. You never know what's gonna happen with less. Sometimes they say less is more. I think they got that one right. Yeah, let's see what Les is. Now Les, he's a finger player, I believe. I guess it's probably fairly close. Let's try the warm studio tone. See what happens there. That should be pretty interesting because I do a lot of studio recording. In fact, I'm going to be doing some live studio tomorrow. So right in this studio here, Studio X Music. This is the, what did I just tell you? Warm Tube Studio. Obviously, with the fingers, it's going to be a little lower. Now, if you like a lot of drive, try without the middle mid. Middle does a lot there. Like I said, it's got 20 dB of boost on that and 12 of cut. So now, if you got a lot of drive going on, or maybe it's not enough drive and you want to just hit one button and boost it up, gives you a little bit of drive boost, a little more distortion. Yeah, man, this is a cool pedal. A little less. That's nice. Anyway, that's all I'm going to do. I mean, you get the idea. You can look up more information on it if you want, but it's a Tech 21 Sans Amp YYZ pedal. And I'm really digging it. I like it very much. The next pedal I'm going to review is the bass, Sans Amp bass fly rig, which I also just got right around the time of this one. And that one I was really impressed with as well, for different reasons. But if you're looking for just an overdrive pedal, this is the stuff right here that you want to try out, because you're going to get a great sound. Dan the Bass Man checking out with you now. And if you like the video, go ahead and give me the old YouTube thumbs up. I appreciate it. And if you want more of this stuff, please, subscribe to my channel so I know that, that's what you want. And I'll have some other good stuff coming up. A lot of stuff for bass, because I am a bass player and that's what I dig. So that's what I do a lot of. But I put a lot of other stuff on my channels too, bass amp reviews and that kind of stuff. Okay, so check it out, and adios.